If you'd like to get a free class from my online Shallow Woven, then click the link in the bio. You can also get 7-day free trial to check it out. We have some live classes coming up, and we have book study coming up, which is phenomenally exciting. And there's a New Year's special that will be released to my email list. So if you click the link, then you'll be on that as well. I hope to see you over there. I hope you enjoy this class too. Hello, welcome to your practice. Ram Dass says that if you think you're enlightened, then go spend a week with your family. So whether that rings true for you or not, as the holidays are coming up, many of us will be spending maybe more time than usual with our family, or maybe not at all, any time with our family, regardless whether we're near them or whether we're, estranged or not near them. There often is a flavor of family coming up, and often that has some friction and some challenge, along with hopefully some joy as well, maybe not. But wanted to just offer up a simple practice today that can support maybe some regulation when waves come through. And I won't get too deep into the polyvagal theory, but I do have videos on that if you're interested that support us to understand, the map of our system and the way that the nervous system works, so we can recognize where we are in our nervous system, which can help us then figure out how to navigate, where we'd like to be, or to help us realize the ways in which we're perceiving the world through that lens. But for today's practice, just some simple movement and breath and some somatic opening to support either the cultivation of or the releasing of some additional energy that may or may not come, but we could be prepared. To begin, just close the eyes down or let them be heavy. And just notice what's alive in you. And maybe you know the way that I've taught the nervous system before, or you know about polyvagal theory. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can begin to notice whether you have a sense of spaciousness in your body. This would be one state, sense of spaciousness. Or maybe there's this sense of kind of agitation, this kind of like upward energy, this friction. And that's a state as well. Or maybe it's the other end. Maybe there's this like, this dropping down, this kind of shutting off. Sense of overwhelm in a sense. Moving away from. And this being another state as well. And maybe one of these feels more familiar to you than others. We often have some that are. We just begin to recognize what's present, kind of what area or arena we tend to be in. And we make space for it. That's where we start. We make space for it. Let's just take some deep breaths. You can imagine your ribs expanding on an inhale, like 360 degrees. Make space. And then release. Front ribs, back ribs, inhale, make space. And then on the release, folds, falls down. A couple more times like that. No rush, no hurry. Just welcoming what's here. And then taking the fingertips and beginning to tap along the sternum. Tapping along the sternum. Maybe this is bilateral, so both are going. This is kind of stimulating the vagus nerve up into the throat. Tap a little lighter here up into the throat. So often when we're kind of feeling a little bit staticky or frictiony, we try to like think our way along the face as well. We try to think our way to feeling different, but that's not how it works. We have a feeling body. It has a brain that likes to think it's in charge, but the body is where it's at. So when we can get in touch with our body more, play with its knobs and levers, and regulate in that way, it's a lot easier to change than the way the mind is going. And then tug at the ears. We're not worried about the brain here. We're not going to think about it. We're going to feel about it. It's quite a big reframe. Challenging one for some of us if you're heady like me. Yeah, pulling at the ears. And then bringing the hands, letting the hands fall down either to the knees or fingertips to the floor. And begin to find some spirals. So think less about cat-cow and more about spirals and swiggles and coloring outside the lines. So no specific pattern here. Just seeing what's here. Moving the energy in the body. Recognizing the type of energy that's here and then moving it around. All right, hands to heart center. Take a moment in stillness, just feeling what you feel. So some of this like nervous system nectar stuff isn't necessarily about changing the way we feel, but getting wide enough around it. Getting wide enough around it to welcome it, and things begin to change on their own as well. Things begin to change on their own. We just make space with movement. We make space with breath. We give it time. We give it space. All right. Inhale, lift the arms up. Hands touch, and then on an exhale, let them fall down to the heart. Whole exhale. And then the whole inhale, they go wide, they inflate, they lift. They touch at the top, and then exhale all the way down. Once more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, let them float, fall down. Beautiful. Hands to the knees, or hands and knees. All right. Find the earth here. Push into the hands, soften the elbows, and just find that reciprocity. Like you can really push in. And maybe that feels nice if there's some frustration. You can kind of like give it to the earth here. Give it to the earth. And at the same intensity, sometimes whenever we feel like the energy is depleted, the energy is gone, some way we can find it is also by some of this activating motion. And you can do this with the feet, kind of like in a shaking, which you've probably done before. You can also do it with the hands. So just find the earth here. Feel that it has you. Some audible out breaths. Swaying the spine. Let the hands go wider than the mat. Swaying the spine, and maybe like some big barrel rolls with the chest. Some big circles with the chest. Continue to let some sound out the mouth, some vocalization. Maybe flutter the lips. Barrel roll to the other side. And then set the hips back to the heels. Hands to the knees, seated cat-cow. So really exaggerated it here. Open the chest, open the throat. And then exhale, chin to chest, round, curl in, puff up the back of the heart. And continue like this. Pull the hands towards you, open. And then curl in. A few more rounds of breath like this. All right, let the knees go separate and the toes can stay together. We'll take a dancing camel here. regulating the movement and the breath can just add this rhythm of regulation through the whole body. And it's really not about the shape, definitely not about the way that it looks, but it's also not even about the shape. It's about the movement and the breath. Yeah. Let's take the right hand behind and let the left arm come up, and you can arc the spine, stick the booty out a bit and arc the back, open the heart. Take a big inhale. And then an exhale, we're going to slither, get low, and then slide to the other side. All the way over, left hand plants, right arm lifts, big inhale, open the heart, let it be a little dramatic. And then exhale, slither and slide. Right hand. Maybe the hips lift, doesn't matter. Most importantly, it's the breath and the movement. So go at your own pace. Add any flair, any option that you'd like. Once or twice more on each side. And come to a seat. And then take a moment just to feel what you feel. So we move, we maneuver, we breathe, and then we sense, we feel. Take time. All right. Tabletop position. Weight into the left hand. Let's bring the right arm up. We're going to thread the needle, but we're not going to come all the way down yet. Just thread through on an exhale. Reach as far as you can. And then push through the left hand and reach all the way back up. So we'll do this a couple times. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, push and lift. And then exhale, stay down this time. And then listen, you're going to slide the left leg out. Slide the left leg out to the left side. So the right hand will be reaching towards the left leg. Steady breath here. Breath all the way down into the low belly. And then you'll stay twisted here. This is kind of a funny transition. Bring your right toes towards the left side of the mat. Right toes, left side of the mat. It's a little bit like twister here. And then take a seat. Take a seat. And you'll kind of be in a wide leg pose here. And the arms will be twisted. Or bring them into eagle arms. And then take a little cat-cow. And you're in a wide Janu Shirshasana, wide kind of foot to thigh here. And then a big inhale, cactus the arms, suction through the palms. And then exhale, tongue out, lion's breath. One more. Inhale, suction through the palms. And then lion's breath. All right. Left hand can slide down the leg, or maybe the elbow meets the block. And right arm comes up and over and reaches, or maybe it goes behind the back and tucks inside the hip crease, your choice. Just find a place that there is a sense of steadiness, and there's also a sense of softness. It's a really good practice to try to begin to recognize that both can happen at the same time. Like something can feel intense and we can find moments of ease within it. Very good thing to remember with family. But in any moment of stress, if we can also learn how to look for a little glimmer, it can help to anchor us, anchor our system. Anchor in the both and. A few more rounds of breath here. Whew. And slowly bring the left foot in. Kind of the left heel to the front of the right ankle. And we'll take a twist to the right. Take a twist to the right, and you can even push the left elbow into the left leg to help you twist. Ah, feels nice and traction on the back. And then left arm goes long. We'll do a little Vinny here. And then swoop it. Push through the right hand and lift the hips. So kind of similar to what we were doing earlier. And then sink the hips. Left arm goes really wide and open. And then swoop again. Push and lift. Twice more like this, your breath. And maybe stay this last time. And sink the hips down. Legs go long. Lift the arms up, get really long between the ribs and the hips. And then fold forward. Let the hands land where they land. Maybe they land on the ground. And you can find stillness here. Maybe you find sway and ripple the spine, your choice. All right, crossing the legs, tabletop position. We'll do the same thing on the other side, but first have a little wiggle. Have a little scribble, see what's here. And then right hand plants, left arm opens. And exhale, curl in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Once more, you know where you're going. Coming down, bringing left ear, left side of the head down. And sliding the right foot out. Steady breath. Every exhale lets you melt. So even here in this twisted place, can you still breathe down into the belly? Can you still find a sense of ease, loosening the jaw, letting the exhale emphasize a sense of melt? All right, we're gonna do that transition where we roll back into the seated opening. So the left foot will kind of slide over to the right. And the booty can just find the earth. The arms will already be kind of crossed, so you can cross them. And then cat-cow in the spine. Round and open. Slow, steady. Unwind the arms, cactus. Big inhale, suction through the palms. Exhale, lion's breath. Once more, big inhale. And then reaching over to the right and then finding a place you'd like to stay for a few rounds of breath. Any big side body stretch. Any variation doesn't have to be the same. We're not even on both sides, so don't stress too much about that. I'm just coming into the sweet spot of sensation and ease. Not sensation and ease, but maybe edge and ease. Recognizing that both can happen, both do happen. Slowly lift up. And you can bring the ankle to the ankle. Right shoulder, tricep go into the right leg. Press one into the other and then take a twist. Take a twist. Right arm goes long. And then swoop to the back of the mat. Press through the left hand, lift the hips. And exhale, take a seat. 2 or 3 times like this. slow, steady movement and breath. Once more. And release. And just cross the legs. Roll over the knees. Downward facing dog. Push down through the hands into the top of the mat. Hands push down into the earth and away. The arms get long and you can bend and lengthen the legs. Bend and lengthen the legs. Then a slow walk to the top of the mat. Ragdoll, so the feet are wide to the edges of the mat. Let the knees be so soft that you pour over the thighs. And grab opposite elbows or let the hands interlace at the back of the head. Begin to find some buoyancy. Just a little vibration, a little current through the body. And then start to push through the feet. Push through the feet. Let the arms be long, and we're going to slowly roll up. The little softness and a little pulse through the body. And eventually the vertebrae stack. The shoulders begin to roll. And the same thing that we did with the hands in the earth, do that with the feet. So pressing down, you'll find some shake in the body. And you're welcome to add on breath. Shaking of the hands. Sound. One that I really like to help myself anchor big energy is to drop the heels. This can also really serve to kind of enliven some depleted energy. So it depends on how you want to use it and how it works in your body. Take a little bit to explore some different tools that we have right here with us all the time. And then find stillness. Top of the mat, Tadasana. Mountain pose. Feet tendril down. They root down through the earth at the same time that you lift. So everything touching the earth roots down. Everything lifting lifts all the way up through the pelvic floor, through the heart, through the crown of the head. So there's this current lifting up and going back down, lifting up and going back down, both and. Palms face forward. Shoulders roll back, heart open. Just available. Available for what's here. Available for anything that moves through you, that's coming through you. And remembering that it all just visits the frustration, the anger, the joy, the sadness. It's all fluid. It moves through. And I think the practice is to learn to get wide enough to allow it all. Open the palms, wide enough to allow it all. Open the heart, wide enough to allow it all. And we'll do a few rounds of sun salutations just for breath and movement. It's such a powerful practice of just breath and movement. And we can move from the mind down to the body. So we know the sequence. We really get down into the body. Yeah? You don't have to think about it, but we can feel about it. So you can bring the feet together or they can be hips distance. And on an inhale, lift the arms up. This is just one version, but feel free to change it up. And then exhale, pour forward, soft in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins or to the floor. And then plant the hands on an exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, wave forward, plank pose. And exhale, come all the way down to the ground. You can drop the knees, you can come through chaturanga, doesn't matter. Plant the hands. Inhale, cobra pose. Or upward facing dog, your choice. And then pour down, hands plant. On an exhale, push up, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale here. Gaze forward. Step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold down, exhale. Soft bend in the knees. Push through the feet. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, another one together. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, soft bend in the knees, pour forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, plank pose. And exhale, find the earth. Inhale, high-low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Gaze forward, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Soft bend in the knees, inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Twice more with your own breath. Take anything out, add anything in. It's a opening on an inhale and a folding on an exhale. 2 more rounds. It's just movement and breath. You can make it up. Movement and breath, just finding a rhythm. The shape does not matter. We'll meet in Tadasana in mountain pose when you're ready, but no rush. I hope you can hear this beautiful jungle sounds. I don't know if you can pick it up or not, but rainy season has been actually very beautiful. When you find stillness here, feel what you feel. Feel the heart. Notice the pulse. And touch into the other vibrations that are in the body, just reminding you of your aliveness. And you're really feeding the body right here, nourishing the body. And then maybe once more you find a bit of a shake, and maybe it's a little lazy one, or maybe you go for it. Maybe it's more of a spiral. Close your eyes or let them be heavy. And as we close here, I just want to close with your body leading you. And there's even a difference there, a nuance of you leading your body or your body leading you. What would it be like if the body led? And however you'd like to get there, we'll close together on the floor, but there's no rush and there's no specific path. And you can come into a cross-legged seat, or you can sit back on the heels. And then palm up, palm open, heart open. Feeling what you feel. A reminder that we have the capacity, or we're always hoping to be building the capacity to be with more of our experience. And sometimes we're not there yet. And sometimes we'll flip our lid and we'll react ways we wish we wouldn't have. And this is where compassion comes in. This is where we give ourselves grace when it doesn't go as smoothly as we hope it would. But a lifetime of conditioning, a lifetime of patterning doesn't just unwind super quickly. It took a while to get it there. So as we untangle and learn more skillful ways of being in the world, being with ourselves, and in relationship, we go slow. We go slow. We unlearn and we relearn. And we mess it up often. And hopefully there's space for that too. Bringing the hands to heart center. Full round of breath here. Just giving ourselves grace, and maybe those around us as well. That's the holiday gift. And then the thumbs to the third eye. One big inhale. And then pour forward in thanks and gratitude for this whole beautiful, messy journey. And the practices and community that help us through it all.